Good morning and welcome to the 2026 AAAS annual meeting SciMic stage supported by the George Washington University. This is being presented in person here in Phoenix as well as being streamed online at the AAAS annual meeting YouTube page. We're going to continue on with our slate of interviews this morning. I'm here with Hannah Weber, Marine Ecology Director at Schoodic Institute. Thank you for joining me on the SciMic stage.
Thank you for having me. This is fabulous to be here.
Oh, thank you. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Sure, thanks. Hannah Weber. I'm the Marine Ecology Director at Schoodic Institute, which is a conservation science nonprofit located in far down East Maine in Acadia National Park. And I work in coastal ecology, especially thinking about coastal ecologies as working landscapes, and whether it's seaweed beds or whether it's mudflats or whether it's coastal forests. Not only are we protecting biodiversity in these locations, but we're also, wanting to have a sustainable harvest, to have people using the landscapes for their livelihoods. And so the work that I do really is about studying coastal ecosystems to have those dual purposes, protecting biodiversity and supporting livelihoods.
So you'll be talking a little bit about that in your session. Is that later today?
Yeah, our session is at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Can't remember the room number, but 4 o'clock. And because I work with a lot of coastal communities, I actually do a lot of citizen or participatory science work, and our session is on how do we train people to do good, better, best participatory or citizen science, and whether that's undergraduates, whether it is people who are in the academic realm, or whether it's community members. How do you develop the skills to run good participatory or citizen science? So that's what our session will be on this afternoon.
So thinking about, or taking a step back about your work in general, if that's all right, when did you first realize that you wanted to pursue the work that you do?
I love this. So, right, I am a marine ecologist, but I'm going to be talking this afternoon about citizen science. I love working in partnership with people, and citizen science is just a type of partnership. It may be in sciences, it may be considered sort of an unusual science because you're not just going across the hall to talk to your geography friend or your other ecologist. You're working with so many different community members that it's just a very rich experience. And so when did I discover this is, nobody steps into this, nobody wakes up one day and says, I'm going to be a participatory science expert. Honestly, it was by being a stay-at-home mom. I don't have a traditional academic background, but it was by being a stay-at-home mom, and there are so many people in different communities that have knowledge that you need, that you build off of. That's when I really developed a love for working in partnership with other people.
So talking a little bit, or illuminating your journey a little bit for folks who are here, especially students, since there are a lot of students who are attending this conference and who may be at the workshop later or the session later. What would you say to those who see the work and say, wow, I want to do something like that. I want to pursue a similar career path. Any advice that you would have to those folks?
Sure, so there's no one path. There is no one path. Gosh, so many things. You have a network, use it, build it, feed it.
I like that.
So it's not a one-way street. Having a network is being part of a community, or communities, plural, and work with them and do it with joy. So definitely have, build, grow, support your network. And then what else would I say? I would say it's okay to be a generalist and it's okay to be a specialist. Just get comfortable with which one of those you are, and don't freak out if you work with a lot of generalists. Don't freak out if you work with a lot of specialists, because we all have the skills that we need to pour into those collective projects.
And a lot of work with interdisciplinary connections, there's a lot that you can learn from those, right? And it's important, especially in community engagement.
Absolutely, and tapping into people's superpowers is the way to get the work done.
speaking of networks, mentorship is such an important part of just the work of science. How has it played a role in what you do, or any advice that you would have on mentorship in general?
Sure. I think in an academic setting, you might look at your PIs or your major professors or whatnot for mentorship. I have found that a lot of my mentors are in the academic fields, certainly, but also strongly connected community members have also been my mentors because they know the social lay of the land better than I will, and I find that when I am listening to them, I am mentored in a way that I wouldn't be in the academic world. So academic mentorship has been absolutely I wouldn't be a scientist without it, but also listening to my valued community members, they've been incredible mentors to me as well.
Has there been any advice that you've received that has stayed with you as you've done your work?
So much advice. Everyone has advice. Definitely keep track of what your why is, and go where the energy is. And those have definitely been words to live by.
I like keeping track of the why. I really like that. And since it sounds like you do such interdisciplinary work, has there been any skills that have been important to your success that people might not expect?
Right. I don't know how many of you were here and you just heard Megan talking, and she didn't say this specifically, although at the end she kind of did. Listening, attentive listening, saying things back to people to make sure that you have listened properly, and giving. When I have come into a new community, do not take, give. And so those are kind of the things.
I'm calling this the final phase of the interview, where we're scientists, or we do science work, and that's a big part of our lives, but it's also not the only thing that we do, right? So is there anything that you're reading right now, or any other hobbies that are bringing you joy?
I would love to be outside right now, although I'm also loving the vibe here. It's wonderful. But if I can get out on my cross-country skis, that's where I'll be in the winter. And if I can get on my paddleboard, especially camping off of my paddleboard in the summer, that's where I want to be. I want to be outside. And what am I reading right now? It is nothing sciencey, but I love it. So Mick Herron, Slow Horses. Nope, I'm reading number 7, Slow House. So I love this series. It has nothing to do with science, and that's A-okay.
Are there any final thoughts that you would like to leave with the audience here in Phoenix, or anyone who is listening in online?
No.
It's okay too.
I think that, there's really great, awesome, positive energy here. It's so wonderful to have conversations across disciplines, to hear how people are digging into their science, digging into their communication, digging into their interdisciplinarity, whatever it may be, that it is re-energizing. So again, going to where the energy is, getting re-energized by the conversations, by how people are seeing the world and thinking about the problems that we have, is just marvelous. So find some energy centers, feed into them, and just be enlightened by the people you're around. There's a lot of that here.
I really appreciate your time here on the SciMic stage. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.